Young Bucks turning face led to some interesting discourse online. It led to Dax Harwood ended up he was cursing at Dave Meltzer on Twitter. Dax is rapidly becoming one of the most gotten to online wrestlers. Like, I don't know. This whole thing is very weird because I guess the sentiment is like the Young Bucks have turned themselves face and to avoid having to wrestle FTR. First of all,
Again,
yeah,
they leave out the again part.
yeah. First of all, FTR defeated the Young Bucks clean as a sheet in April.
Right.
Put
On national television for the world to see.
National television. Did everyone turn their TVs off that night? No, because we saw the ratings. No. Okay. FTR has 3 sets of tag team championships. One that, in part, was supposed to be the Young Bucks' belts. Gato wanted the Bucks to be the IWGP champions. But
because the Bucks are actually draws over here. Yeah.
But in their selflessness, the Young Bucks were like, why don't you guys give the belts to FTR? Because it, would give them something. Because it's not like the Bucks need those belts, right? The Bucks already have the AEW belts that, again, they were not supposed to get. That was supposed to be a transitional short run from the Hardys to Swerve and Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And
people leave that part out.
People leave this out.
It's all the Young Bucks' fault that, you know what? It was Matt that put the drinks in Jeff's hand. That's what happened. That's their head canon for all of this.
Dax has just gone to like new.
Hold on, let me rephrase that. It was Matt Jackson that put the drinks in because he can't say Matt and then leave because people like, what, Matt Hardy did that? No, Matt Hardy did not do this. Matt Hardy and Matt and Matt's wife is Rebel or Reba?
Reba.
Rebby. That's right. They have documented we are babysitting this nigga half the time we around him and he still fucked this up. So it's all Jeff.
Yo.
So yeah, we can. Sorry for the railing. I had to go back. I didn't want nobody to clip me up. It probably still have to watch.
So a couple months ago, maybe like a month ago, where I talked about Dax doing this shit on Twitter and it's corny because like people are crossing up the wires. Like this is like the biggest example of this shit. Like of him working this storyline on Twitter of being quote unquote held down by the Bucks and all that, because actually none of it really holds up to any type of serious scrutiny. One, these people are acting like the FTR is going to shoot on the Young Bucks in the middle of the match and they're avoiding them for some reasons. But I had a question. I was like, if the Young Bucks really wanted to bury them that bad, right? And it was just this big fear and like this conspiracy or whatever, wouldn't the Bucks just beat them themselves and then tell them to get fucked? Because we're better wrestlers, bigger draws, we're the bookers also. Or have like, a hand in booking. Like, wouldn't that be the case?
Yeah. People have worked themselves into this because of like the Cornette stuff and the part where like Dax, it's not even as much
bro, it's not even cash.
It's all Dax. It's all Dax playing into this thing when all he does is complain on Twitter and people.
But he's the baby face, right, James? This is the person we're supposed to like, and all that. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And that's the thing, right? So like Meltzer points out that like this shit you're buying into is bullshit, and then like Dax is continuing to encourage it, and it's like, get a fucking clue, man. No one outside of like your goofy like fandom actually buys into the part where this is real and like the Young Bucks are the power that powers that be that are holding down the FTR. Like
when in reality, the Young Bucks are the best thing to ever happen to FTR. When you think about, they could be shaving backs right now, or could have been shaving backs the last couple of years,
or in the Impact Zone.
Or have a completely different tag team name,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think people, as I mentioned, the stuff Dax does on Twitter is very corny. Quite frankly, because it's like, it's creating the...
What would their name be if not for the Elite?
Right. exactly.
No,
Uh,
I
oh,
didn't mean it as like. I mean, like, I was actually asking a genuine question. Like, what would
fuck.
their name be?
Who knows? They can't. They couldn't be the Mechanics. WWE has that trademark. They couldn't be the Revival, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Midday Express. I don't know.
Shit, the Midday Express, for fuck's sake.
Who knows? But it's like the people that are riled, and it's not so much that like Dax. I'm not telling him to. Well, I'm saying that the stuff he does is corny, right? But
It is,
the reason it's corny is
and it's
because
exhausting.
the reason it's corny is because of the people that he riles up, and those
Mm-hmm.
people are people that have like just gone into overdrive on the harassment of these wrestlers, where it's like the racist stuff, like towards the Japanese wrestlers, towards Kenny Omega, towards the Young Bucks. Now it's starting kind of towards Moxley as well.
Hmm?
Like because Cornette is like going on this crusade calling John Moxley the worst wrestler in the world.
What?
This whole thing is like
Look, man, I'm sorry. Like, think of some of the bullshit he was out here putting on in Smoky Mountain, or some of the bullshit he was out here putting on in Ohio Valley Wrestling, or some of the bullshit he's put on.
this nigga
The
was
Ring
in
of
a
Honor when he
chicken
had the
suit,
book.
James.
Like, what? He's a worst wrestler. He's the worst wrestler. The worst worker you've ever seen.
Or
Get
he's
the
like the
fuck
worst.
out of
He's the
here.
worst wrestler in the world right now. That's what
Man,
he's saying.
please.
So, but yeah, like, and this is the stuff that Dax is co-signing essentially, like with when he's sitting at the press conferences and he's saying like, "Yo, Cornette has earned the right to do this stuff," and it's like, it's just stoking the flames of bullshit, which I'm very tired of.
Check Black Sabres Junior's.
FTR will be having 4.25-star matches in the NWA if it weren't for the Bucks.
So, like, the reason why it's funny is because, like, a 4.25-star match is a great ass match, right? But we know exactly what that means. It's like, y'all niggas ain't the Young Bucks. Y'all niggas ain't the Lucha Brothers. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, and then you throw in the NWA thing, and it's like, it's even funnier. It's like, yeah, you be out there having you be out there having like a match of the week contender, not a match of the month contender, not a match of the year contender, a match of the week contender out here in the fucking state fairgrounds and shit. It's not for the Young Bucks. Get the fuck out of my face, man.
Niggas be wrestling for Billy out there, bitch. Like,
They be out here working these fucking Northeast wrestling shows and shit.
man.
Oh.
So all the people that are following behind FTR's every word and every tweet, just make sure that you thank the Young Bucks that you have this to enjoy.
Yeah. Should they should acknowledge their tribal tag team chiefs.
Yeah, the real people that allowed
the heads of the tag team table.
Yes, the real people that allowed them to provide for. But
holy shit,
they're killing the business. They're yeah. So anyway,
like they're gonna have another match eventually. Like they're gonna have it's gonna be great at the worst. It could be a fringe match a fringe match of the year contender at the top end, and then like everybody will move on from there, and then they'll move on to like the next time there's like 3 months between the Young Bucks and FTR match, and they'll get back to saying like the Young Bucks are sabotaging these fucking guys because they're idiots.
Like it's never just like FTR, like they just can't do anything. Like
what? Why can't these FTR fans be like Floyd, where Floyd ain't no damn dummy like y'all? Floyd,
talk to him.
We need to have, no, not better yet. Floyd, do you realize the company you keep with these fucking morons?
James Brown YO, the Young Bucks name FTR. Dax Harwood is Matt Jackson's son.
It's like, damn, I didn't know you said that nigga was your daddy.
Yo.
Oh man, it's just so weird. Why, like, I don't understand. I remember listening back to the 2019 best of show that we did, and you talked about them fucking up Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda by adding Charlotte to that match, and you said like it feels like this company just like wants to have this negative energy like every WrestleMania cycle, and it's like, why in the world would Dax want this kind of energy like around Young Bucks in FTR? Makes no sense. It doesn't help him in any way, shape, or form.
I guess they think it does. Like he thinks it's better for the heat of the match or whatever. But it's like
the only people that whips up is their base.
Yeah,
and that's like that's cool, but that's just your small ass base. And shit like this is why like you only got that base and not more anybody else because you do stupid shit like this.
Yeah, like they've gotten like very good reactions this year. They've caught a little wave in the beginning of the year. I think a lot of that stuff, like with the time with the Bret Hart stuff, that people liked. They were kind of hitching themselves to CM Punk.
The Dax solo run definitely helped too. Look, motherfucker was killing in these matches,
right? And
in singles matches, yeah.
And then like they started belt collecting and stuff, and people are going really hard for
and that's
them right
cool.
now.
That is cool.
So this is a thing that's making them uncool, I think.
That's what I'm thinking. That's how it feels like, bro. Why are you doing this? Like, if you want to, there's no way.
Like, did you feel like none of that stuff worked? Like, because
I don't know.
Because
maybe he's like he's out of ideas.
Maybe
he's out of ideas to like, try to keep this on the back burner thing. But for me, it's like this doesn't make me want to see y'all wrestle each other again.
Yeah, it's like y'all are putting like more merch out than you ever have. Right
like
now.
This just makes me feel like, oh, it's another match because like they're doing this nonsense, like whatever, like because they already fucked up their first match for that build, and now it's like getting to this third one. It's like you're doing this. I don't care for this. Like, so just tell me when the bell rings next time it happens.
Indeed.